The AHDB recommended lists for cereals and oilseeds are a source of independent information on variety performance. The lists are managed by a consortium that comprises of AHDB, BSPB, MAGB and NABIM. This video aims to be a guide to understanding the RL tables.
Currently, recommended lists are produced for wheat, barley, oats and winter oilseed rape. There are descriptive lists for spring oilseed rape, spring linseed, winter rye and winter triticale for varieties where seed is likely to be available. Some major crops may also have varieties which are described. This is in recognition of niche markets for which recommendation is not appropriate, but there is a wish to provide some descriptive data.
Data on such varieties are presented. For example, spring oat naked varieties are described. Data are provided for these described varieties for information only and do not constitute a recommendation. Varieties are presented in the RL tables ranked by UK treated yield within end-use groups or by region for winter oilseed rape. For example, looking at the winter wheat tables, you can see that varieties are arranged according to quality group. The scope of recommendation shows which regions a variety is suitable for and if the variety has a specific recommendation. New varieties are highlighted and an asterisk is used to show varieties that are no longer in trial. These varieties will usually be removed from the list in the following year.
In the footnote of the table, the varieties that are no longer listed are shown. Also presented are average least significant differences, or LSDs. These figures can be used to assess if there is a significant difference between varieties in specific characteristics. Varieties that are more than one LSD apart are significantly different at the 95% confidence level. Yields are calculated as a percentage of the control. Several established varieties are selected as the controls, and the average of these is set to 100%. Control varieties are marked on the table or are stated in a footnote if the variety is no longer recommended. The yield control figures are stated in the tables. Within each quality group, varieties are ordered by the highest UK fungicide-treated yield from left to right. Regional fungicide-treated yields are also presented. Regional yields are based on fewer trials, so this data should be treated more cautiously.
Where data is limited, this is indicated using square brackets. Also, be aware that comparisons of varieties across regions are not valid. The tables provide information on market options. For winter wheat, there is information on suitability for milling, distilling and export. A Y is used to indicate that a variety is suited to a market and a Y in square brackets to show that a variety may be suited to that market. The MBC approval list for brewing or distilling use is also included in the RL publication for both winter and spring barley. The position in the MBC approval system is presented as F, P, T, N or O. For each segment, F is fully approved, P is provisionally approved, T is under test, N is not approved, and O is no longer approved.
Grain quality information is particularly important when selecting a variety to grow for a quality market. For winter wheat, this includes Hagberg falling number and specific weight. Also presented is protein content from all fungicide-treated trials and from those trials which achieve the milling spec. Square brackets are used to show where data are limited. For barley and winter wheat, separate tables are provided with agronomy information. For other crops, this information is incorporated into a single table with yield and quality information. This information includes untreated yields, agronomic features and disease resistance. Square brackets are used to highlight where there are limited data.
Untreated yield is normally presented as a percentage of the treated yield control. For certain agronomic features, such as resistance to lodging and disease, ratings are presented on a 1 to 9 scale. On this scale, a high figure indicates that a variety shows a characteristic to a high degree. For example, high resistance. Ripening is expressed as days earlier or later than a standard variety. Disease ratings are presented as whole numbers for all diseases, with the exception of Septoria triticei in winter wheat, which is presented to 1 decimal place.
An R is also used in the tables to provide information on resistance to certain pests and diseases, for example, orange wheat blossomage in winter wheat. The disease ratings are an indicator of variety performance in previous years. The fungi that cause the disease are continually changing, therefore all varieties should be monitored for disease, even those with a high rating. Supplementary tables include annual yield data, which indicate a variety's consistency of performance across different seasons. For some crops, other information in these tables includes yield data for different rotations, sowing dates and soil types. There is also additional agronomic information, including speed of development in winter wheat. Limited data is indicated using square brackets.
Winter oilseed rape varieties are presented on a single UK list. Varieties are grouped according to their regional recommendation, UK, East, West or North, and are ordered by treated gross output. Varieties that are suitable for both the East, West and the North regions have a UK recommendation. When choosing a variety, consider those that have been recommended for the UK and your region. On the winter oilseed rape RL, there are a number of varieties with specific traits. These are indicated by symbols following the variety name. Details of these traits are given in the table footer. To see new varieties coming through the system, we publish RL candidates. Candidate varieties are usually in their first or second year of RL trials, having completed at least 2 years of preliminary trials, such as the national list trials. They are considered for recommendation in the autumn if sufficient data are available. Data cannot be published until a variety has completed national list testing. Check the AHDB website for the most up-to-date information. To allow direct comparison, data presented for control varieties are taken from trials in which candidates were grown. Information on varieties grown in RL trials but not added to the recommended list is presented. These varieties failed to meet the criteria for a recommendation. Data are included for information.
You can also access the latest information from the AHDB recommended list, including downloadable tables, sowing lists and harvest results at the AHDB RL webpage. Contact the RL team if you have any questions or queries.